Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now if there's any one thing that is absolutely for sure when I get out to my mountain adventures, I have to trust in my gear. So I know a lot of people, when you go on hiking day trips or backpacking adventures, you use kind of backpacking gear, lightweight, light materials, but for me, I do tend to take it a little bit different. I tend to like equipment that's a little more robust. I like heavy duty materials, heavy duty webbing, nice quality ride, just good overall suspension system, heavy duty straps, and all the good things that come with that. So today what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at the Direct Action Gear Halifax, an awesome system that for me, I was able to bring on a mountain adventure with my son. Before we go any further, I mean, I'm proud of the kid. You'll see in this footage, pretty adverse conditions, great overall terrain, just an awesome hike. Awesome to be out there with him and a great opportunity to test out and try this Halifax. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go through this in detail. I'll roll in that trip use footage so you can see the conditions, get an understanding of what we're up against. Then we'll come back to the studio. I'll go through all of the features and then I'll wrap this up with my final thoughts. And so when we come back, we'll get into that trip footage. But with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned.
Straight. Yeah. Here. Don't get wet. We're going right.
time. Good?
Your hand's not cold?
Not yet.
I mean, my armpits. They're so cold.
Should Ben have come?
No.
And so, all right, guys, there you have it. The trip use footage leveraging this Halifax. Now, this is the main bag itself. The main bag, of course, being the Halifax. But this is somewhat modular, and I also want to point out that I have the Spitfire 2 panel, which can be used in a number of different ways, including literally strapping this and clipping it right onto the Halifax, which is pretty cool. So let's flip the camera around. We'll go through this bag in detail, and I'll show you all the features. And so for me, as I mentioned, I will typically forego some of the lighter weight materials for heavier duty materials as long as the bag has enough capacity, can be built out the right way, and more importantly, carries well. And that's the first thing that I found with this Halifax. Now, keep in mind the fact that this is a 40-liter bag, which is awesome. I mean, some people go deep into the mountains in a 40-liter pack. For me, this makes a real nice oversized day pack, where in this particular trip, I knew I needed things to keep me warm. I needed extra safety and security. The things that go with that when I'm with my son, little extra water. And really, for me, just having the warmth and security made a lot of sense. Now, I did not use the Spitfire in that particular hike, but if I wanted to build this out even further, I could have added that back panel as well. But a simple bag overall in concept. Pretty nicely done in terms of the overall features. What I love, the carry was great. Now, you're not going to get a whole heck of a lot in the way of ventilation. However, what I can say is overall, this did carry extremely well. Nice, wide, padded shoulders. They do breathe a little bit, not a ton, but enough. And the features are great. I love the way the straps are laid out. I love having the laser cut molly, and that gives me flexibility, as you saw, to carry things on my shoulders. You could put comms, you could put a GPS device, and in my case, I happen to carry a fixed blade inverted on the shoulders, which is awesome. Nice Duraflex buckles all the way around. Good positive click, adjustable and removable sternum strap. Breakaway buckles if that's important to you. Not important to me, to be honest with you. That's not really like a key feature. However, you can quickly and easily break these away. So this would be certainly suitable for people that are maybe in more of an aggressive or tactical role. If you needed the ability to break away the backpack, you could do so. Again, not really that important to me. A slightly under-padded waist belt, that is one subtle criticism. Now, it didn't bother me at all, but you can see it's subtly padded just a little bit. and a little bit undersized. However, what I can also say is the way this is sort of set up is really for tactical role. You can see that everything has the Velcro underneath and on the back panel. So the ability to attach this bag in various different ways to other gear and leverage more of a tactical setup. So you can do that. I personally, as you saw, of course, chose to use this for the outdoor hiking scenario. So sort of need to remember the intent of this bag is made by, you know, a company and a group of guys that are tactically inspired. So of course this is going to have tactical features. Like the laser cut MOLLE all over the exterior. Now that's awesome because this leaves the bag very flexible. Your ability to add pouches, add tools, strap things to the bag. Very nice. Grab handles all the way around, which is awesome. Retention straps and padded retention straps. They are encapsulated inside these little keepers so that you're protecting the buckles, easy to get on, but they're not going to snag, they're not hopefully going to break, should be durable and adds a little bit of comfort if this happens to rub up against you. Nice water bottle pockets on the side, on both sides with shock keepers. It was able to maintain my bottles with ease, no problem there, and everything working very nicely on the exterior of the bag. You do end up with some loops, so if I was going to put my trekking poles in here, I certainly could have. This is just a nice exterior and general features. Works very well for day hikes in my opinion. You can see I did leverage the morale field for some patches, and then inside here, pretty straightforward, nice soft lined interior pocket for sunglasses or optics, and then across the top here, again, just a second felt lined pocket. So a good amount of head space. Now I'm not going to say this is a head pack, but it does have some similarities to a head pack, and in fact it does bulge more towards the outside of the bag, which is nice. That does help reduce competition of space with the inside of the bag, and as we open this up, you can see nicely padded inside, nicely felt lined and Velcro lined inside to allow for additional build out if you so choose. You do end up with a rubberized rear here, so you can see this is a pass-through design. You can route hoses out of here for a water bladder. You can do a whole bunch of different things to route gear or tools out the top. If you had, you know, something with a long handle or a shaft, that would work just fine. And then as we get inside here, you can see this is where you have that frame sheet. So a big heavy duty frame sheet with some aluminum stays. You can bend these stays into shape to fit your back. Just a nice robust system. Here you can hang your water bladder. So I would probably stay away from hanging it inside the pocket and rather keep this on the outside, hang your water bladder here. But no matter what you want to do, at least you have that option. I did not use a water bladder for that particular trip, so that was something that I just personally chose not to use, but that's kind of my preference. In general, I do tend to like water bottles for the most part rather than bladders, mostly for my filtering capability. Getting these straps out of the way, this is a full clamshell design and opens up completely. So you can literally completely open this all the way up to the bottom. And as I mentioned, because this is Velcro lined on the inside, you can build this all out with different pouches or different kits. You have the laser cut MOLLE and Velcro on this side, so bolt on if you want, and even the wings on the side of the pack have the ability for attachments. And then you have some additional slits here, which again can be used for routing of the hose for your water bladder or even things like comms or communication devices. Simple mesh pouch on the outside. This for me would be like headlamp and simple basics and things that I want to keep on the inside of the bag that I might not necessarily need to get to. And you'll notice that's on the opposite side of that felt lined pocket. So you just need to be a little bit mindful of competition of space. And when it comes to adding on the Spitfire 2 panel, the Spitfire Mark II also having its own dedicated shoulder strap. So if you wanted to, you could use this as sort of a breakaway assault pack. So for me, a lot of times I will go pretty far into the mountains, set up a camp, and then go hit a summit. This is the type of setup that's just amazing for that. So I can blow the bag out from a 40-liter pack to larger than that by leveraging not only the Spitfire Mark II attachment, but the space in between and other bolt-on pouches. So this can be built out and made to be a fairly robust kit, all things considered. That is one reason why I wish this had the ability, and I'm sure I could get add-on padding if I needed it, but the ability just to have this maybe a little more comfortable for heavy weight and long duration. But again, back to this panel, this has a zip-on design, so you can completely remove the straps if you want, or you could kind of tuck them away. And then this has heavy-duty, robust YKK zippers that zip right onto the outside. Has its own additional water bottle pouches, additional compression straps, Velcro field, laser cut molly, and general organization. So inside here, a fairly large pocket goes all the way down to the front. And then on the inside here, pretty much one general large cavernous pocket with a single sleeve here, and then more of like a water bottle sleeve, but this is going to be about half size in here. If I was going to carry this with a water bladder, I would probably put it in this particular pouch just to keep it separate from the rest of my gear in case it leaked. This also has some rigid stays on the inside to help with the overall carry capability, and this is a fairly nice bag, all things considered. Excellent construction on both of these being Cordura nylon. The Spitfire 2 being in 500D Cordura nylon, and no real report on the Halifax. However, just feeling it here in terms of the thickness, I would have to say it's about the same. So my guess is that this is also 500 denier. Mounting the Spitfire Mark II, pretty straightforward, heavy duty YKK zippers. And if you look at the outside of the Halifax, you can see they are right there. So taking these and matching them up, you will run them from the top to the bottom. So very simple right there. And they zip down into place. That's all the way down on that side. And then on this side as well. Again, pretty straightforward. Getting on the zipper, and there you go. Now you can clip this a couple different ways, but depending on what you're trying to do, I mean, you might want to clip everything together just to make sure that it's very robust. I have not had a problem with this in this particular configuration, but again, you can see at this point, you end up with your straps coming from a couple of different directions. So here's your original side straps, which do still maintain the ability on the front there. And then you have these compression straps. So you end up with a lot of different lashing points once you've added the Spitfire carry unit onto here. It gives you a lot of additional capacity, a lot of additional capability, and really allows you to build this out as a significant kit. So depending on what you're trying to do, this can work fairly well for you. Now, on top of all of this, there are other units that you can get for this system. So depending on how you want to build it out, it does give you some flexibility and certainly modularity. And so all in all, I do have to say the Halifax and Spitfire Mark II, a really great combination. The Halifax bag has been amazing. It's worked out very well for me. I mean, you saw it here in good quality use. I use it on regular occasion, not a ton because obviously you can see I have a ton of bags, but this definitely stays in my rotation. There's a reason why I still have it. There's a reason why I still use it. It's quality, it's comfortable, and it's feature rich. I do love direct action gear in general, as well as the Helicontex brand. So they do a fantastic job. So if you like what you see here, do me a favor, take a look at the description box below where you can get more of the details. And so again, I was glad to have the time with my son, an epic adventure. I always love getting out there. I'm always thrilled to be with him. Thank you guys for following along. I appreciate your support. And if you like this channel, do me a favor, take a look at my Outer Limitless 2 channel, which is more on the tactical and firearm side of things. At this point, that channel is growing quickly. I have a ton of videos up there. So if you like what you see here on Outer Limitless, do me a favor and check me out on Outer Limitless 2. So, all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.